Today, we're going to take a quick look at this podcast equipment bundle for 4 people. This thing is pretty amazing. It's got a lot of stuff in here. So let's take a look at what comes in the box, and then I'm going to connect it and do a little audio test for you. So this comes with a lot of stuff. First of all, it does come with the board. I'm going to go over this in more detail in just a moment. Also comes with 4 of these mic stands. So this comes in 2 pieces. This just screws onto here. And then you do get 4 of these mic mounts, which that just easily screws onto there. And then the microphone itself will screw into this mount. So these are 4 dynamic microphones. So you can see this kind of has a yellow foam inside of it, and that is their dynamic microphone. So this is going to be very directional, and it says in the manual that this is kind of where you want to talk into. So you want the microphone pointed to you just like this, which I'm going to test all those things. And once again, that just goes right down into here, and that can screw into place there. So I'll go over that in a little bit more detail here in just a moment when I connect it all, but I will kind of put it together just to show you a little bit of what it would look like. So there you go. And then I will come back to that in a minute. So you do get 4 of those mic mounts, 4 headphones. So these are little in-ear buds. There you go. So you can see that, and they're nice and red and colorful. You do get 4 of these wind covers for the microphone. So if you want to cut down on plosives, or maybe you want to set up outside or somewhere, you can probably do that to some extent. And then you get all your cables. So these do look like a TRRS cable. Looks like you get a couple of those, and then a couple of USB-C cables as well. And then you get 2 XLR to XLR cables, and then you get 2 XLR to 3.5 millimeter cables that are blue. So those are color coded on there. So, and then this other stuff over here, this is your headphone splitter. So this only has 2 headphone outputs, and you just need to put 1 in each and then split it if you're going to use all 4, or you can plug it right directly into it. It's got some cable management ties in there as well. And then you do get the instruction manual here, the mic guide, and then the user manual for the board itself. So as far as the board goes, very nice quality. Looks like you got a reverb setting here, you got output setting here, you got several different sound pads that you can set up. You have auto tune, music only, loop back, side chain. And this is a lot of stuff. If you're new to podcasting, or if you're new to a board like this, you definitely want to, go through the manual and check all those things out and see how they all work and test it how you want. But then you do have these sliders. This is going to be mic 1, or mic left, mic right is kind of how they label it, I suppose. And then you have your treble, mid, bass, pitch, music, and monitor up there. Once again, I'm going to plug this in and kind of mess with some of the stuff to show you. On the back, this is where you plug everything in. So first of all, to get power and to run it to your computer, you can plug it into here. If you just want to run it into your computer and you want to power it differently, you just plug into there. And you may even be able to use 2 computers with this. I don't have that another computer to test it with, so I'm really not sure. Here on this side is going to be mic R1. And that's going to be for one of your XLR cables over there. And then mic L1, that's going to be also an XLR cable. And then you have mic R1 and or R2 and L2, and those are going to be the 3.5 millimeter. Okay, so that's where you want to plug those blue cables in, 1 into each one of those. Then you do have phone 1 and phone 2, so it looks like that's going to be for the TRRS cables. So that's just going to be those cables, the 3.5 millimeter with the 3 lines on each side. That's going to be for those. And then your mic setting, you want to set that for this particular kit, since these do have this little yellow foam. That's their dynamic mic. So you just want to make sure this says dynamic. Then your power on, and then this looks to be like some kind of light setting. And then you can even run an instrument into here, which is another like 1/4-inch cable that you can run into there. Or you can run the speaker out, so you can run it like a monitor of some sort, 3.5 millimeter out. Looks like you can bring music into it as well. And then I think that's it. And then your other PC. So a lot of opportunities with this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and then I am going to come back with this all plugged in, and we'll do a little audio test. Okay, so now I have everything set up here. So I have a microphone plugged in to this mic left there, and then I have this running right into my computer, which is also powering it. Now, what I didn't notice was this actually is rechargeable as well, so you can use this without your computer, I guess. So you can do that, or maybe plug it in to your computer, just not have it to be on a power source, which is kind of cool. So it does have Bluetooth on here as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. but you can connect Bluetooth as well. So up here on the top, I just have it treble, mid, bass, pitch, music, monitor, I have all that stuff set just right in the middle. And then reverb, you can do reverb that way. You can control the output level, which I think I have a pretty good right now, so I'm going to leave it alone. And then here on the mics, you have all kinds of different mic effects. So I'm going to press a couple of these.
So this is one mic effect for like a guy or a man.
This is a woman's sound effect.
This is a baby sound effect.
This is a robot sound effect.
This is just a regular sound effect, I guess, or maybe like a little bit of stuff on it. And then you have OST, it's just kind of a standard effect as well. So I didn't see much difference in those two through my headphones anyway. Now it might come out a little different through the recording, but on my headphones. You also have a commander setting. So if I press the commander setting, it just has like a mix of all this kind of stuff going on. So I'm going to go back to standard, but then you have gain, mute, and then denoiser. So that's a DNR. You have auto tune. So if I were to press this auto tune, you're going to hear a little bit of a difference. And I'll just show you real quick. If I press this, then the alphabet up here, which is different keys that you would be singing in, lights up. And then you can just toggle through them just like that. So that's kind of cool. Once again, I'm not singing, so it would probably change it just a little bit there. So then you can just press and go back to your whatever speaking mode you want to. It also has music only, has loopback, side chain, all the instructions. You can go through that and see how those are going to serve you best. And then you get here to this middle console. This is going to be your main left and right microphone volumes. I don't see a breakdown from the XLRs to the 3.5 millimeters, so those may just be parallel for each one of those. That might be the case there. But then you can mute left, and then you can mute right. And then you do have your instrument here in the front. And then if you need the Phantom Power plus 48, that is on there as well. Now this panel over here, this is all going to be sound effects. They got some preloaded in.
Very well.
So I pressed a few of those. Those are preloaded. There's some music and stuff preloaded in these and some other sound effects. You can actually change those if you want to. And then you can label them with the little labels that come in there. Or you can keep the ones you have and label them. That way you know what you're pushing at all times. So anyway, that is basically what this sounds like. Now, real quick, I want to jump over and just show you my mic placement because this is a dynamic microphone. So if I speak to this way or to this way or up top or down below, you're not really going to hear me. So you really need to make sure you're speaking across the microphone to get the best audio. It's going to be all picking up right here on the end of the mic. But it does have a shock mount, so if I'm hitting my desk or something, it should absorb most of that sound and not really vibrate through the microphone. So I know this is a really quick unboxing, really quick demo, but hopefully it gives you enough to make a decision if this is the right setup for you. Hope this helps.